Hi everyone, it's Tina and this is episode 2 of DTalks. I don't know if you can tell, but this is actually my first time to be speaking in front of the camera alone without my sisters. And when we first talked about doing detox, the topic that first came to my mind was about kindness. You know, kindness. Everybody loves a kind person. Even from when we were little, we were always taught by our parents to be kind to other people. And it just fascinates me, for the lack of a better word, it fascinates me how kindness can be both our strength and our weakness. I believe there's kindness in every single one of us. Even the worst people to ever live in this planet have at least a little bit of kindness in their heart. It's just a matter of how they choose to show it or how people choose to see it in others as well. So what I wanted to talk about today is not just about kindness, but it's about when being kind becomes unkind. I know it's pretty funny when you listen to it because how does one kind person become unkind? But how does being kind become unkind? So I just want to share a little story. Whenever I think about this topic, the first person that comes to my mind is my dad. He is the type of person who loves helping others as much as he can and as long as he's able to. My sisters and I think his love language is service. And so he's the type of person to extend a hand to anyone who needs it. Even if he has nothing left, he would still choose to share what little he has with other people. This is something I admire from him, and at the same time, this is something I wish he didn't do too often. It's something that people love about him. It's also something that I wish he did less. He's the type of person who would give and give until he has nothing left. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying you should be greedy or you should be unkind. I've seen it happen too many times that he has been taken for granted or taken advantage of. Sometimes, you know, it's as much as being kind to other people is important, it's also really important to be kind to yourself first. And we see it everywhere, you know, people taking advantage of other people's kindness or generosity. We hear stories of people who are being abused or taken advantage of and they don't even complain or they're not even aware of it because they're too kind. You know, too much of everything is not good. But along with being kind, you should also be wise and see if being kind would still be the right path, because sometimes you have to stand for what is right. Even if we have the purest of intentions, we live in a very unkind world. And sometimes in order to protect ourselves from getting hurt, we should know the balance between knowing when to stop and knowing when to still give. There's no problem in being kind. By all means, go ahead. We should all do our best to be our kindness to everyone, and being kind shouldn't be limited to a certain group of people or a certain circumstance, because you know, kindness really goes a long way and it's been tested and proven so many times already. It's just that we can be kind to other people without having to be unkind to ourselves. And this is one thing I always tell my dad, because he's the type of person who finds it hard to say no when someone asks for a favor. Even if he has to go out of his way, he's really gonna do it. And you know, sometimes even if he has the best intentions, there would still be people who would take advantage of that. You know, sometimes we have to stand up for ourselves and we have to know when to stop. Being kind should start with ourselves. We can't truly love someone else if we don't love ourselves first. I believe it's the same with, we can show proper or the right kindness to someone else if we don't know how to be kind to ourselves first. We can be kind to everyone without having to be unkind to ourselves. So even if you say no, that's fine. It doesn't have to be a bad thing if you say no. I've learned this in one of my English classes. Saying no to something may mean saying yes to something else. Saying no to someone can mean saying yes to yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. If you have to put yourself first, it's not being selfish, it's just weighing your priorities. If you think someone's asking for too much, then there's no problem with saying no. You don't always have to say yes, you know, and then regret later on that I've said this so many times. But we can be kind without having to be unkind to ourselves, because you know, everything starts from there. Self-love. I know a lot of us have different opinions on this topic. It's just that I've seen this happen so many times in my life. This won't apply to everything and to everyone. I'm just saying what I've seen based on my experience. So going back to the question, when does being kind become unkind? It's when you have to be unkind to yourself in order to be kind to others. Being kind is being kind. There's nothing wrong in being kind. If something wrong comes up out of being kind, then maybe it's not kindness. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's sacrifice. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but if I actually talk about this topic, I could go on forever, but I have to cut this short. I just want to say it's not wrong to put yourself first sometimes. Self-love is never selfish. If you really want to be kind to other people, you you should start with yourself first. You should fill yourself with so much kindness that it will naturally overflow to other people without you having to put in too much effort or without you having to sacrifice anything else. Just like if you fill yourself with so much love, it will naturally overflow to other people. You have to be filled first for you to pour in into other people. That's the good thing about putting yourself first sometimes, because it won't just benefit yourself, it will also benefit the people around you. And I think that's beautiful. And just like what I said in the beginning, kindness can be our strength and our weakness at the same time. Let's try our best to keep it as our strength instead of it being our weakness. And I'm sure our kindness will go a long way. I think that's the end of this DTalks. I hope you learned something from this episode, and if you have any similar experiences or if you relate to anything that I've mentioned in this video, feel free to comment down below and share your thoughts. I would love to read all of them. If you have any suggestions of what topics you want to talk about next time, you can comment down below as well. We really appreciate all of your comments. Also, if it's your first time here, make sure you click on the subscribe button and also hit the bell to be updated when we post a new video. You can follow us on our social media accounts. It's by the Graces or by the Graces _ The links will be down below as well. And we hope you still stick by until the next episodes. So thank you for staying until this far. This was DTalks.